Okay, at this point the glass is ready to go in. You'll notice that we changed the rollers. These are the new rollers that are available. Once the glass is in, this upper roller, we will have to tighten the nut. The bottom one should already be tightened with Loctite and ready to go. The top one, since it's adjustable, you have adjustment on it. We roll the window up, you tighten the back nut, 7/16 nut, and you tighten it just when the vertical guide is fully installed. That way it gives you your natural angle out of travel. You take the nuts off, they're already installed on these 10mm nuts that are going to mount to your horizontal channel. They should line up. Once it's done, it'll be an easy snap. I forgot, when you do have, some El Caminos will have a brace, an outside reinforcement brace for the door. Some El Caminos have it, some of them don't. You have to install it from the outside. So right now I was installing it from the inside, but I forgot you don't have, we have this brace. It gives you the correct angle when you install it from the outside. We are going to have to roll the regulator down so it's out of the way. Gives us the clearance for the window. Okay, at this point, both bolts came through the holes, and it's installed. You notice we can adjust the window forward and back. You'll be able to see one of the bolts here. The other one, you're going to find an access hole. If you don't have it, you have to drill an access hole. Right now I'm loosening the rear adjustment, the rear vertical guide, just because I'm going to adjust it later on in the future. I'm just leaving it a little bit loose so I can make the installation a little easier. The other nut is directly behind this hole. If you can't reach it, you will have to drill a hole here just so you can get the ratchet inside. You can actually kind of finesse it without actually drilling the hole. Okay, they're both secured. You will notice the angle is tighter up here, wider up here. That angle is corrected by adjusting this adjustment here, which is your third roller that goes to the inside skin. Once you make that adjustment, we can correct it really easy. Look. There you go. Now you notice it's a little bit straighter. You will have some tension coming in the inside. You do not have the vertical guide installed yet. So at this point, we basically push the window back and we guide it with our hand as the window's going up. Okay, the window itself, if you notice, it's fully in. Make sure all your corners are clean. There's no gaps. And then at this point, we can actually install the doorstop, the original doorstop back in. But before that, we want to install the vertical guide just to make sure it's rolling up and down. When we adjust the doorstop, we want the glass right under the scraper line. So we want the glass when it comes down to be under the scraper line. So when the scraper's closed, you don't really see the inside of your door. It's kind of ideal. You will notice you do have to drill a hole for the lower vertical guide. The hole is actually going to be located roughly right here. You will use the template to actually find the location of the hole. So this is the curvature of the door, which is the curvature here, and then the hole itself is right here. So as you notice, you will have to slide it left to right. Use this template, use it for both sides, left and right. Once you drill the hole, as you can tell, it has been slotted, so the vertical guide, which is this lower mounting point, is going to be in there. You use on your vent window, you use the original adjustable bolt. On the original vent window, this is your original vent window. There is an adjustment bolt. You use this in your the new vertical guide. You just use the bottom, put it in the bolt hole, in the nut hole, and that's going to be your adjustment. That's going to be your pitch adjustment for inside and outside. With everything already fully installed, the glass itself, the run channel, the outside scraper, the regulator, the actual sash, the horizontal seat channel, we are now going to install the vertical guide. It's roughly going to go like this. We slide it into, remember there's two rollers. You slide it into the first roller, slide it into the second, and your holes should line up. If they don't, you do have to make them line up. I usually start with the upper mounting position. This hole right here is going to mount on the bottom, the lower bottom hole that's already existing for your crank assembly for the vent window, the original vent window. We start with that hole, align that, tighten that. That's going to give you your upper position where you want the glass to be. And at the bottom, with the adjustment bolt already in place, we put it on, and then we're going to adjust the pitch angle as we need to correct the top position of the glass. As the glass rolls up and down, you'll find that the glass will either want to go out or in. This is the counterbalance to that. Once fully installed, you can make that adjustment on the fly. So it's kind of cool because you can make the final adjustment while you're actually rolling it up and down and seeing where it hits. We'll install it as I show you. Okay, it's fully installed. What I'm going to do is bolt in the upper and then the lower bolts. As we proceed, you'll notice the adjustments that I make. Okay, with the vertical guide already bolted in place, I made a slight adjustment. I actually moved, by using the template, it gave me a rough idea of where I wanted this hole to be, right? This one on this particular door, it was a little off. I had to move it up. You'll notice right here, I moved it up roughly a 1/4 inch from its original spot. So all I did was just mark it with a marker, re-drill a hole, and I moved it up because that's where the mounting hole was. You'll notice if you mount the vertical guide too low, the upper roller that goes on the glass, there's two rollers, the upper one will want to come right out. If you position the vertical guide too low, it will do that. So I had to move the whole guide up just about a 1/4 inch so the roller doesn't pop out of the top. Nothing really major, but I had to do it on this door. I normally don't have to do it, but we had to do it. It's obviously an aftermarket kit. None of the stamping is always identically correct. That's why all these holes are elongated, if you notice that. So we had to elongate one of the holes. We elongated it up, and then the bottom hole, the original hole that I drilled on here, I just moved it up the same 1/4 inch. Once that's done, you'll notice, since we don't have an interior scraper to stabilize the window, I do have to actually hold it from the inside so it doesn't scratch the glass. Once the panel's installed, everything's stabilized and balanced out evenly. If you notice, as I roll up the window and down the window down, I do not have to use the original door stop. I just took it out, and we just throw it and toss it, or you can sell it on eBay or something. So that's completely gone. If you need to make a pitch adjustment, the adjustment is right here. So the lower stop is gone because the regulator itself has a stop built into it, so you don't have to worry about it. The window itself is all fully up in the up position. We're gonna roll it down right now. You'll see how far how down it goes. Pretty clean, pretty simple. Now we want to roll it up with my hand in place to take up the tension created from the scrapers. I'm just basically it's just inside, nothing major. All the way up, like originally it should have been. You go all the way down, same thing. All it is my hand is right here, just to create that tension. Also, so the glass doesn't scratch up against the inside frame of the body. There you go. Pretty simple. The kit itself, once you finish the wiring is pretty much self-explanatory. It's pretty simple. You gotta run. These are the wires coming out of the motor. You run it through the door. Some people like to put the switches in the center console if they have one. Some people like to put the switches on the door panel, which either or we can accommodate. The wiring harness. This is actually a wiring harness. This is for the passenger side door. This is the driver's side door. So what you do in this case, you obviously run it all the way through the original conduit. You just run it through, and it's pretty simple. It's a plug and play. So you just match the colors, go by the diagram, and once the inside door panel's in, you're good to go. I'm gonna show you exactly how it looks with the window in the position. Give me 1 second. Now you're going to notice the glass in the up position with the scrapers fully installed. You can tell, and there's no gaps all the way around the perimeter. So essentially, with the window fully installed, this is what it kind of looks like from the outside. This is for 1968 to 72 Chevy El Caminos. This is the install kit relative to the 64 to 67 Chevy El Camino as well. It's the same kit. The door glass is a little bit longer on the 64 to 7, but as you can tell, it actually does clean up the door a lot. If you like, if you're still in the build, you can move this mirror up more to roughly this spot, and that way it actually flows a little bit better with the door. But other than that, this is pretty much the full kit installed, minus the interior door panel and the inside scraper. Once fully done, it should be working like it did originally. If you have any questions, just feel free to visit our website or just give us a call on the number on our website. Thanks. Bye.